On this episode of Gadget, style meets function with the Acer S7 Ultrabook.
Production support for Gadget was provided by Adobe Systems, Acer, the Jesuit Conference, and this guy.
I'm Father Robert from Gadget at thetechstop.net, the place where it's always time to get your geek on. I snuck into Leo Laporte's office here at the Twitch Studios in Petaluma, California, because I want to show you this. This is the Acer S7 Windows 8 touchscreen Ultrabook.
The S7, model 3919986, is the current flagship of the Acer Ultrabook fleet. Sporting a big screen, small footprint, one-piece aluminum chassis, Gorilla Glass lid, and a multi-touch display, the S7 was designed from the ground up to be a svelte Windows 8 powerhouse. At 12.7 inches wide, 8.8 inches deep, and 2.87 pounds heavy, the S7 itself is lightweight, thin, and well-proportioned. Under the hood, power is provided by a dual-core 1.9 GHz Intel Core i7-3517U Ivy Bridge CPU with 4 MB of cache that can burst up to 3 GHz. The S7 sports 4 GB of DDR3 memory, and a 256 GB SSD provides lightning-quick storage. An Intel HM777 Express chipset enables all the goodies under the hood, including 2 USB 3.0 ports and the integrated Intel HD 4000 graphics. Acer packed the S7 with connectivity options. An integrated Atheros radio supports both 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi, 802.11a BGNN, and Bluetooth 4.0. The S7 also includes a set of breakout dongles to enable Ethernet and VGA out. The theme of the design is simple, with the busiest side of the laptop housing a power plug, a mini HDMI port, audio jacks, and power button. The right side flush mounts 2 USB 3.0 ports next to an integrated memory card reader. The keyboard and trackpad of the S7 is solid, owing to the aluminum unibody. Acer equipped the S7 with short-throw keys that feature a backlight that dims according to the ambient light. The trackpad is large, sensitive, and well-placed. It immediately recognized my multi-touch gestures and was perfectly sized. The lid uses an aluminum bezel around a solid pane of Gorilla Glass to create a lipless edge-to-edge screen. It utilizes a unique variable resistance hinge to allow free motion up to 120 degrees, while adding significantly more resistance past 120 to 180. The net effect is that the screen opens easily, stays where you position it, and doesn't wobble when you use the touchscreen. Speaking of the touchscreen, it's the heart of the unit. At 1920 by 1080, the 13.3-inch 16:9 Comfy View IPS LED backlit screen is beautiful. It's completely flush with the lid to make off-screen gestures possible, and the pixel density is indistinguishable from Apple's Retina display. Using the touchscreen is an eye-opening experience. At first, I thought that the screen, while uber geek cool, might just be a Windows 8 showcase feature or a gimmick for tablet games. However, after a solid 2 months of use, I found myself naturally reaching up to the screen for certain functions, like scrolling through tiles and news apps. After a short time of using the S7, I switched seamlessly between keyboard, trackpad, and touchscreen. Twin Dolby speakers at the bottom front of the S7 provide passable sound. The placement works well to create a stereo effect, and the speakers are surprisingly powerful, but the audio sounded a bit tinny and was lacking any meaningful bass response. The multimedia package is finished with a web camera and twin microphones on the bezel and toward the front of the chassis. The 2340 mAh lithium polymer battery provides a runtime that is average for a notebook. My rundown test measured an average usage runtime of 431, with a low of 345 and a high of 626. Acer offers an optional bolt-on battery pack that can extend the life of the S7, but those batteries are as elusive as bacon pancakes. The Acer S7 is available now in models ranging from $1,100 to $1,700.
I've had the S7 for about a month now, and I have to say that it's become my go-to PC in my kit. There are so many things that Acer has done well with the S7, starting with this touchscreen. At first I thought it might just be a gimmick, something to showcase Windows 8, but it has truly brought out the functionality of Windows 8, and beyond that, it has become a genuine third option for input. It hasn't replaced the keyboard or the mouse, but I find myself reaching up to activate certain functions, which tells me that it is a legitimate way to interact with my PC. And the fact that Acer has done it so well, that's a good thing. Beyond that, I like the styling and the power. It's got an i7 CPU, it's got 256 gigabytes of SSD, and it has a design that isn't copied from anything. You're not going to find this out there because Acer really kind of went out of the box in order to create this aluminum unibody Gorilla Glass backing with this edge-to-edge screen. It's one of these things that if you have an S7, you're just going to like it because there's nothing out there that's like this right now. That's not to say that it's all rosy. There are definitely a few things that drag down the overall review score of the S7, the first of which is price. $1,600 to $1,700 is a lot to shell out. However, you need to look at it like this. This is about the same price as a similarly configured MacBook Air, but it includes a touchscreen. Yes, it's a lot of money, but this is a premium product. You can expect to pay a premium price. Now, beyond that, there are some negatives that really do sort of irk me. The first has to be the battery. 3 to 6 hours of battery life, and it's going to be closer to that 3 than to the 6. Now, another issue, which is a little more difficult to explain away, is the configuration. It's static. Yes, I have the i7 CPU, yes, I have the SSD, but I've only got 4 gigabytes of memory. I can't expand it, I can't order more. I realized that they had to, well, make the configuration at the factory because they have such a skinny format, but it would have been nice to have been able to choose 8 gigabytes of memory so I could complement the CPU and the hard drive in order to make it work with something like Adobe Premiere. You know, work a bit more quickly with my video editing suite. On top of that is the desire for a discrete graphics part. They could have used something like the NVIDIA Optimus chipset to give me decent battery life and at the same time give me a little extra horsepower to use with my rendering suite. I know this would have raised the price of the notebook, but it's already a premium product. Why not give me those options? Now, the last bit, and I know this is going to sound ticky-tack, but it's this, the power button. It's not flush mounted. It's not recessed. It's not protected in any way, which means that if I pick up the notebook like this, like most people would, I'm gonna bump the power switch. That's just not cool. I wish they had moved it either back or onto a hinge like I've seen in some Acer notebooks. It would just be a little extra design element, and I think it would have made all the difference. Now, even with all of those things, this is still a phenomenal Ultrabook. If you're looking for a high-end Ultrabook, if you don't mind paying a premium price, if you want to see exactly what your Windows 8 machine can do, why not check out the Acer S7 Ultrabook, Windows 8 touchscreen. I'm Father Robert Ballecer, this is Gadget, and remember, there's no Uber Geek without you.